Hello all! Welcome to Eye on the Storm. We're so thrilled to have you here. We have a guest we will introduce in just a moment, but in case you have stumbled upon this channel for the first time, let me tell you what you're in for. This is a show about Heroes of the Storm, Blizzard's hero brawler. It is about to come out of closed beta and be launched on June 2nd, and we've been here since the alpha talking about Heroes of the Storm, practicing, learning strategy, talking about the community and all sorts of things. I'm Anna Prosser Robinson, and this is my co-host Gillyweed.
Hey guys, I'm Gillyweed. Anna and I started this show nearly a year ago. We wanted a place where we could study the game together so that we could eventually become casters of it. And we thought, what better way to do that, to be held accountable, than to make this a show where everyone can share a journey and also study the game with us. So we bring on guests, we talk about things happening in the community, happening in the meta of the game as well, learn more about the game, and then of course we also play the game, because what would it be without a play session too? And we're really excited to have you here, but we're also really excited to have our guest today, who is MikeUdall. Michael played on the ASU team for Heroes of the Dorm and also plays for Kappa Wolves. Tell us about yourself.
Yeah, who are you?
Awesome. So my name's Michael. My battle tag is MikeUdall, so my last name is Udall. I'm pretty creative, as you can tell. It's actually pretty good. So what I do, got the amazing opportunity to play in the Heroes of the Dorm that Blizzard and like ESPN and Tesla put on. So I was on the ASU team. We were in the finals. We made second place. It was an amazing experience. I'm honestly so happy to everyone that put it on. A little disappointed that we lost, but learned from it.
And you're a freshman, right? Or
Yeah.
were? You're not anymore, right? As of today?
Yeah, I had my last final today, so I moved home. So
Yay.
my house, moved home. I'm studying business comm, and then I'm getting a minor in psychology and philosophy. So
Wow.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just there.
You don't know what you want to do with it yet?
I mean, I would love to be a professional video game player, and there's not a major for that. So I'm just kind of there, going to college, learning. It's fun.
Well, those things are applicable to pro gaming for sure.
Yeah.
I think so.
How did you get involved in like esports at all? Is this your first esport, or were you in playing any other ones before this?
All right, so I actually so professional, no, but I grew up playing Blizzard games. My parents have like a funny video. I used to play the Warcraft 2 tutorial and like the first campaign over and over again for hours. And no, it's funny because I taught my mom one day, because she was like, what are you doing for hours? And I taught her how to do it.
Cool.
I've kind of just grown up playing video games, so I love the Blizzard universe. And then I swapped over to Han, and I played like a little bit of League of Legends. And like when they announced Heroes, I just knew it was like the game for me. So it's been awesome.
So you've been playing since the alpha then?
So I played like 10 games in the alpha. I was working over the summer, so I didn't have that much time to play. So I played like 10 games in the summer, and then I picked it up like really big around like November, December, when I was supposed to be studying for finals, but it was just
Yeah, that's a question on all of our minds always, is how you college athletes manage to budget your time between being in school and competing at that level in Heroes of the Dorm. And I guess one of the first things that we kind of want to learn about is how you got involved with your team at school and how you guys kind of worked together toward that goal.
Yeah, so none of us actually knew each other going into like the Heroes of the Dorm. So I had played against Aka Face and Fam a couple times, like just on ladder. But when like the tournament was announced, aka Face, our leader, he only plays right wing, and he just like posted in like there's a Skype free agent chat, and he posted and was like, hey, is anyone interested? And that's how he got Kotank and Fam. And then he posted on Reddit, and like ASU has a Reddit, so he posted on the ASU Reddit, and then that's how he got Melkor. And then I was just kind of oblivious to everything. And I posted like a week like after they'd all like gotten like the 4 of them, and I was like, hey, I'm interested in playing. And then I went off to spring break and was snowboarding in Utah. And like 4 days go by, and Aka Face is like messaged on my Reddit a couple of times, and then like I finally checked my laptop at like 1 in the morning, and then we like straight up like we talk and have a conversation, and then we just like formed, and we didn't practice as much as I want to say should have, but like at the same time we're all college students, and all our schedules like don't mesh. So it was really hard for us to get like lots of really good practice in. We did play like as five. Like we did play a lot of like duo queue, and like 3 of us would play together. So that was kind of like our time.
Did you do any scrimming to prepare for the tournament as well, or was it mainly like Hero League, Team League, I guess a little bit as well, just playing like that?
So the majority of it was like Hero League and Team League for us. We did get some scrims in against like Wildfire. We scrimmed 2 arc, I want to say twice, which those are really good for us. That like helped us a lot. And then we actually, I remember this one. We Panda Jiggy, who's on Berkeley, we ran into their team like 6 or 7 times in Team League one day, and like I feel like those were the games that like really helped like prepare us just for like the finals and to like play as a team.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How else did you prep for it? Like, did you watch games of your opponents and like strategize as well? What else did you do besides playing?
So we had just had like a Skype call, and every morning I'd wake up and there'd be like 600 messages, because like our team was always just like theory crafting, and that's kind of where like we came up with like the Viking Sylvanas and like a couple of our other strategies. So we talked a lot about the game, and like that, like I remember I would have like late night Skype calls, and we would just like be going over like things that we think we're gonna face. We'd watch videos. So we did a lot of that. I'd say we probably did that more than we actually played the game.
Well, it paid off. I mean, it got you to was it Heroic 4 and then even to the finals as well.
Those good games too. So that's the thing, is like I feel like we can hold our head high. Like if we would have gone in there and got 3-0'd, I would have been a very not happy individual in this like talking about it. But like we went in there and like game 3 on the Haunted Mines, like
best game.
We lost a 4v5, and I still don't know, like, to this day. We lost like a 4v5, and like it was such a close game. And then game 5, like we were leading the whole time. Yeah, they were like as a team, like we just made like a couple of mistakes, but like they were good games. And Berkeley's a really good team.
Yeah, we definitely want to pick your brain a little bit about those matches in detail, but we also want to hear a little bit about, like, did you guys expect that you were going to come in and go that far in the tournament? Did you think that you were going to be the winners?
Yeah, so when we formed, we knew that we were a good team, because there's like a lot of reasons. Like you play together, and like we're all like pretty top tier players. We all have a lot of hot dogs on the hot slot, so that's a good way. I mean, that's not like the perfect judgment, but like we're all like master level players. So after we formed, and after I want to say like the prelims, before the round of 64, like when you see what the competition was, we knew that we were gonna go far. So we knew that there were a couple teams. We were worried about like Washington, Boston College, Berkeley. We knew like there were a couple teams that were going to be really good that we were going to have to face. Like Arlington, they were really good. But like going into it, we had the mindset that we're going to win it. And I feel like we got really, really close. So I feel like it was well placed.
Did you guys, you know, you talked about, you know, how you kind of came together and everything, but you went through this really cool experience together. I mean, you all traveled to LA and you were kind of treated like celebrities, it seemed like, you know, and you got to be on stage and be on ESPN.
ESPN.
Yeah, I mean, like, I've never been on ESPN, and I think that's really cool. So could you tell us a little bit about what the experience was like through your eyes, and then also along with your team members?
Yeah, I mean, I'm being interviewed right now. Like, I'm on Twitch being interviewed by Anna. Who thought that would happen?
Well,
honestly, it's been so amazing. Like, and that's why, like, when I tell everyone, like, I'm so thankful. It's like Blizzard and ESPN and Testman, like, all these people that put it on. Like, it was such an amazing experience for me. And I know roommate hype, me and Akaface, Stefan, we're like really close now. I know it's like a team, we all have like gotten really close, and like a lot of the Boston College guys and like Berkeley guys, like after the finals, like that Sunday night, we were all just hanging out, and like we were talking about like I'm in California right now, like it's crazy. Especially for me, like it was huge, because like my parents actually showed up, and my parents weren't like the most supportive of video games like growing up, and like it was pretty crazy to me that like they'd show up, and like they were like, I saw them in the second row, like after game 2, after we took a game off Berkeley, my dad was standing up and going crazy, and like I'll remember that. So it's like I have like some like the greatest memories from this tournament. So it's been amazing. I feel like we've all just had like a really good experience.
That's so cool. So have your parents' opinions changed about video games at all, or is it still pretty much the same?
It's better. Like my parents are like, they know it's something that I enjoy, and they now know it's something that I'm like pretty decent at, instead of me just saying, guys, I'm pretty good at this. Like they actually like, no, like I was in California, I almost paid for my tuition. So it's like they're a lot more open-minded to it, which is great for me. And like all my aunts and uncles, like my dad attached me to an email and he sent it out to all my aunts and uncles, all my siblings, like all my like neighborhood people. And it's like like I'll and they're all asking me about video games, and I'm like, it's just weird because like that's normally not a conversation that we'd have. So it's awesome. It's seriously so cool. It's been awesome.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the matches there at Heroes of the Dorm. Starting with the semis, you guys had a really, really close one. What were some of your favorite moments from that?
Oh, against Boston College?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we lost the game, like the first game. And our team we went in like too confident, in my opinion. Like we were like, oh, we're going to sweep these guys. And then we're going to go on to Berkeley and we're going to like kick Berkeley's butt. And we lost one. And I was just like, I will remember the moment after the defeat screen pops up. Like Fam and I are the only ones talking because everyone else on our team is just like shocked. And like, I remember like looking at him and being like, oh no, our whole team's on tilt. We're going to go out in the semifinals. Like we're screwed. But
what did you say at that moment? Because I think a lot of people would not have ever been on a stage of that caliber on ESPN, like in front of that many people. What did you say to like bring it back?
I said Bikearoos, because we had been saving our Viking Sylvanas for Berkeley, and we had to whip it out against them, and it worked. I mean, we won game 2. So, I mean, we were just small talking. I didn't want them to think too much. Does that make sense? Like Fam and I were just talking because like Melkor, Akaface, and Kotank were just like silent, and it was scary. And like I was like, oh no, they're just thinking like we're done. And Fam and I were just like, come on guys, like it's cool. Like how you doing today? Like how's it going? That's like the last thing we're thinking about. But it's like we're just trying to keep the team focused, and it worked. And I will remember winning game 2. Like our confidence was just like through the roof. And then game 3, we did really well. I feel like game 3 we handled them pretty well.
Yeah, my favorite part of that was just seeing like you guys go from like the beginning, like the first game, you saw some positioning things, and like I didn't know if it was nerves or like you said, just overconfident and ready and like we can do this no matter what we do, and we didn't know what it was. But then like really seeing you guys like step it up and say, okay, we can't get on tilt, and then winning the next one, and then like adapting and getting better just throughout the series. And I think that that's one of the coolest things about esports.
Yeah. I feel like our team grew really like a lot throughout the tournament. So.
Yeah, it's really interesting how much psychology goes into, I mean, sports in general, but I think it's even maybe more important for esports because so much of it takes place in your brain, you know? Do you feel like that is something that you pay a lot of attention to, is like the psychology of how you prepare for a game?
I would say like knowing your teammates, like the atmosphere is huge. Especially in games, because like Heroes of the Storm is such a momentum game that like the momentum like shifts like so quickly. Like you lose one team fight like after level 20 and they can just core you and you lose. And it's like the momentum, especially in Heroes, like can swap so quickly. So it's like keeping your team like as a team, you just have to have like a good mentality that like you can kind of like roll with the punches. And I feel like that's something that our team did really well. Especially after we lost. I feel like that was like really good for us.
Losing was good.
Yeah.
Made you kind of buckle down. Well, what was it like behind the scenes? Because, you know, we were watching from the outside and we got to at least see your reactions to the games, and I got to talk to you behind the scenes a little bit. But, you know, behind the stage there, and when it was just you and your team, can you describe the environment for people who didn't get to see it, and then tell us a little bit about how that environment affected you in your gameplay?
So like how we were on comms, or like just how it was to be there?
I don't even know about that. So tell us just what was the backstage like, and what was your comms like, and think you guys had a team manager that was helping you or something?
Olivia Grace. She's the greatest person ever. I don't know if she's watching, but if someone is watching and knows her, tell her she's awesome. But we went in with like, we want to have like a great experience. Like, yeah, we're going to California. Like, our team is like very fun and playful. Like, I know Anna, you probably saw it, and like Gilly, like we like to have fun. And like, I feel like honestly, the first game that was our problem is we were going in too serious and like too confident. And it's like we like loosened up and like we got into our play style. So like behind the scenes, we were like very serious, but at the same time, I feel like we had a lot of fun. So like on comms, that was kind of our problem. Is like the first game, everyone was being way too serious, and like everyone was trying to shot call, and like that was like a huge problem. Especially because like you're on stage and like you can't hear yourself talk. Like people were like screaming and like it was hurting our like. So like everyone had problems with ears. So like we like calmed down, like let our nerves get into it. That was like how it was. I don't know. I was just sad I couldn't do jacuzzi. Our team wanted a jacuzzi really bad. So,
What?
the hotel that closed at 10 and we never got back before then.
Aw. You really wanted a jacuzzi.
Biggest regret.
Man, I mean,
Dare
like,
you, Blizzard, keep us out.
I mean, I don't
have
care.
us on ESPN, but what I really wanted was a soak in the jacuzzi.
Exactly.
I saw pictures of Heroes-themed donuts. There were Twitter pictures of these things. I did not get to partake. Did you get to partake in these donuts?
Yes, I think I had a murky donut. I didn't.
Was it filled with slime?
Yeah, so it's the slime, and it was kind of a surprise. I was like really confused. I don't like stuffed donuts, but like I took a bite and I was like, what is happening? And then it made
Just like murky, it's always a surprise and not usually a welcome one.
Yeah, know? Exactly. So our team didn't know actually about the donuts until like they were almost gone, because we were like walking by, and I don't even know. I think it was Kotank. It's like, guys, come check this out. Our whole team like runs over and we just like start rating the donuts.
So Blizzard took pretty good care of you then, it sounds like.
Blizzard was seriously awesome. Like there was plenty of food and water. It seriously was like great. I am so grateful for the experience. I can't say that enough. And like I tried to thank everyone that put it on because it was so much fun.
Well, sorry, I derailed us from talking about the matches, but that was the semis. You had to like focus. Sorry. It was my bad. I got excited about donuts. I really wanted to know what they were like.
And jacuzzis.
Yes, these are weaknesses of mine. But so we talked a little bit about the semis. You came back. Gilly, where were we in the matches? I don't want to derail what you were talking about.
I think it's time to talk about the finals.
Oh, yes, please. Oh my gosh, those finals. I just have to say, and then I'll stop because I am too easily bunny trailed here. But I have seen a lot of esports finals, and I don't know that I've ever been so hyped as I was during that one because of how like perfectly close all the games were, even to the very end of the last one. And we kind of went over them with Panda Jigu, but maybe we can talk a few highlights.
Yeah, I can like briefly go over. So the finals were awesome. Like just like you said, they were nail biters. So like the first game, we were kind of on like a Zeratul hype, just because like the third game, the Zeratul worked so well. And I actually missed a couple of VPs. So like that was on me, but so like we ended up losing that game, but it was still pretty close. And then our like mindset going into it is we want to see what Fan does when he's not playing Illidan, because like my Illidan's pretty decent, and like we were confident in playing it and taking away Fan's Illidan. So second game, we took the Illidan and it went like really well. I don't even, what map was that? I don't even remember.
That was Cursed Hollow, because they picked up the Muradin to try to.
So Cursed Hollow has been like I don't know if you guys follow AC. That's like that's our like best map, like hands down. We used it against Arlington, and like that's where the highlight film of like Kotank doing his wall, because like Force Wall is really really good on Cursed Hollow. And that's like something our team is really, really comfortable with. So in the third game, Haunted Mines. That's these. I don't remember that many highlights, but I remember losing 4v5. And we were really confused that they took Illidan on Haunted Mines because he's really not that good of a player, or like a hero on Haunted Mines.
Right.
So we were actually really confident. It worked out for us. Like it was working out really well. I think we had Jaina. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I was playing Jaina that game. So we had a couple really good like team engages, and I'm still confused about how we lost that last one.
Yeah, well, you guys caught the Tassadar out, which was awesome, and then you went in. We went straight in, and then somehow, like, the water elemental didn't kill the Rhaegar, and like we didn't really get to see because the observer followed that, which was really epic, and we're glad they did.
Yeah.
But then we didn't really see what happened up in that fight, so we were also all like, "What's happening?" Like,
how are they losing, kind of thing. Yeah. Okay. So I'm pretty sure. So Melkor, our Diablo player, he went in pretty deep, where he probably should have stayed back. But I also went deep on the Rhaegar, and I didn't call it out. Like, I should let my team know, hey, I'm going deep on the Rhaegar, because that way, it's like they gave me just a tiny bit more damage, he would have died.
Yeah.
So I think it was just like a lack of communication on our team's part. And it was also like well played by Berkeley. Illidan got a huge ultimate. I think he hit all 5. So like that's like an extra what, like 2,000 health. So you can't really kill Illidan after he's hit all 5 heroes. And then going to game 4, I feel like game 4 we just kind of rolled Berkeley. That game, like we were so prepared. Like we were so, like we had really, really good rotations. They tried to do a Jaina Sylvanas like pushing top and like trading the top 4 essentially for like the 2 temples at the start. And that didn't really work out. Because Illidan's really good against Jaina and Sylvanas. So that game, we went ham on the core. Yeah, so we went ham on the core that game, and it went really well. And then the fifth game was crazy. So I remember picking Vikings and the crowd just going like psycho.
That was Gilly and I. That was us. We were the ones.
I was going as psycho as I could with 0 voice.
We were going.
I would already lost it by that point.
And I was like, I think they like my pick, guys, and my team just laughed. So we were like Dragonshire and Curse Hollow, the maps that we've practiced a lot of Viking Sylvanas on, and so we were really comfortable, and I feel like it showed like that we had a really, really good rotations, and we were up at 1.3 level.
We were. Yeah.
So we were leading pretty much the whole game, and there are a couple, like the fight where I want to say I had the dragon, I want to say, and we were pushing down the middle. We were pushing towards their keep, and Fan came around and like got a pretty big meta on our whole team.
7 people because of Vikings.
People. Yeah, he got both my Vikings. I wasn't able to jump him, so that was my fault. But because I was controlling the dragon with the other thing, so like he got a huge meta, and then he just like destroyed our team. But we were still up there because like that's like where we had the 3-level lead, so we were like still pretty, like we were even with them, or like maybe a tiny bit ahead in experience. And then I'm pretty sure following that, like I remember I was on the Vikings and I interrupted them getting the dragon, and then I ran the small, I call him thin member, so it's like fat member, medium member, because it's easier. That's what the fam came up with, our team captain, and it just worked.
That's actually really good, because I've heard so many people, even if they know the Vikings really well, in game they'll be like, Eric.
And I'm like, what was that? Like, so I ran thin member up to the top and took the shrine while their team tried to cap, while I was distracting with the other 2 Vikings. And that, I feel like, was a very important part. Like, I feel like they could have ended the game or gotten at least like 2 keeps right there. So that like kind of kept us in the game. And then we actually ended up getting the dragon, and we didn't do that much with it. Which just was like, as a team, we didn't like coordinate that well. And then the worst mistake ever, we tried to back at their knights, and they caught us out, and then they won the game. So that happened.
Yeah. How did that feel? I mean, obviously bad, but like you had mentioned earlier that this was a really close series. You didn't feel like you had to hang your head, but sometimes that makes it worse, you know? Like you were so close to having your college tuition paid. Does that still sting?
It hit me the week after. I don't want to say day after, because I was pretty salty is the correct term. Pretty salty about it. The night of, I just kind of wanted to like live it up in California, but I know Monday night I was like, I just lost $75,000. Like, does that make sense? Like, in tuition money, like that I would have saved. So yeah, it's pretty depressing. Actually, not depressing, because like it was an amazing experience, but like, it's pretty like heartbreaking, just because we were so close, and like it was right there, like we had it. So.
But you guys did win some cool prizes, right? You were just showing us your computer.
Yeah, I'm on a computer right now that Blizzard provided. Do you want me? I'm not going to show it. I'm on a computer that Blizzard provided us, which is awesome. I think it was PC Gamer actually. And they also gave us a headset and like a really big mouse pad. I got a free trip to California. I got $40 in game and an Asmodee portrait. Take that.
Yeah.
That's the best. I mean, computer's great and all, but Asmo portrait.
I was playing on a laptop with like 10 FPS or like before Heroes of the Dorm. So the computer's been a huge help. I don't have like 600 ping, so it's nice.
That is a huge deal if you're going to be doing pro gaming stuff in the future, which that's another question we have for you is what does this mean for your future? I mean, having that close, well, I mean, that much success, really, that was a huge success for you. Are you now looking at pro gaming as something that's part of your future for sure?
I would love if it was. So I'm actually on the Kappa Wolves right now, which is Fam, who was like, he was on the ASU team with me, and then Akaface was also on the ASU team. And then we also have Hawkfu as our tank, and we have Big Impact. We're like a really good team. We were screaming 2 Arc earlier. It was like pretty good games. And we also have Sage as our captain, and then Stefan Martinez as our manager. I have like really high hopes for our team. I think we're gonna surprise some people.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about it. So I'm also like planning to start streaming as soon as my webcam gets here. So it's gonna be fun. I'm excited. I love esports.
That's
Hope
awesome.
I can do it for a while.
Yeah, I mean,
I hope so too.
We were really excited because we had seen, I mean, obviously we've seen the Kappa Wolves. We had seen some of the members of ASU in the Heroes Hype Amateur Series that Gilly and I have been casting. And so a lot of people always ask us, you know, oh, I want to be a pro gamer, or I want to be more competitive as a Heroes player, or I want to get involved in the esports scene. How do I do it? So as somebody who's kind of there right now, who has kind of, you know, started and gotten to this level of success, what would you advise people to do? Would you say to go for some of those amateur leagues?
Wait for Blizzard to throw a tournament, go to college, and then go to the tournament. No, I think it like always improving, I think would be the biggest thing. Because at least for me, I feel like as a player, I've gotten so much better like over the course of Heroes of the Dorm, and that's because I'm playing with better people. So like I would say like to people that want to do it, I'd say go for it. Like there's no reason, like what are you gonna lose like for playing in a tournament on Saturday? Like there's nothing, like there's no downfall. So I'd say definitely go for it and just like try to always like network and like play with better players, because like I know Fam like Akaface and like my ASU team taught me like so much. I was not a very good player before, and like the amount that I've learned from all of them is like immense. So I'd say always just trying to find better players and then just go for it. Like there's nothing you can lose.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, we did want to talk a little bit about the developer's insight. Was there anything else, maybe any funny stories or anything from Heroes of the Dorm before we close that out and move on to the developer's insight?
Funny stories. Akaface only played Brightwing in all the games on Sunday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone noticed that. And then someone gave him a Brightwing after, so.
Oh, one of those little stuffed Brightwings?
Yeah, one of the little stuff.
They're so cute.
Yeah.
I was a fan because Brightwing's my favorite, so I was really grateful.
He's probably the best Brightwing player in North America, so like we weren't complaining. Yeah, it was awesome. That's it. Unless you guys have questions, we can move on.
Nothing embarrassing happened or anything like that? Panda Jigu drank Grubby's water.
Yeah,
That was embarrassing.
yeah.
I lost a game to Grubby. Fam and I, we tried to snipe him while sitting next to him, and then we lost, so it didn't work at all. So I don't know if that's funny.
I mean, that's pretty funny. All of these stories have to do with Grubby. Grubby is apparently the catalyst for any funny or embarrassing stories.
Yeah, Grubby's a funny guy. I love Grubby.
All right, well, we do want to get to the developer insights, and we've already... I'm all over the place tonight. I'm just chatting it up. But developer insights, where should we start, Gilly?
We can just go through from the top. So basically, Blizzard released a developer's insight this week. Probably most people have seen it, but they just are talking about the next upcoming patch a little bit and some highlights that we're going to see. Some changes to heroes and talents. Well, mainly just one talent that they mention is the Healing Ward. And that they're going to make it a little bit easier to kill. You can kill it with an AoE. Again, which they've done before and it didn't work, but they're going to change the way the health scales so that maybe it will be better, and we'll have to like worry about where you're placing it a bit more. You guys using Brightwing a lot probably didn't experience Healing Word too much, but what do you guys like? Any thoughts from you on this?
We did play a lot of Tassar. I read that it's like 2 auto attacks or 2 AoE spells that takes down the Healing Word. Maybe someone was talking about that. I think it's good because people can just like drop their Healing Word and then stand on it, and you can't actually target it. So there's no way to actually kill the Healing Word, which can be really buggy at times. Like say on a Sky Temple map, you have someone just getting constantly healed. I think it's good. I think it'll be great.
Yeah, it's obvious that they've been trying to work on it for a bit because they had it and then they changed it so you could hit it with AoEs and it didn't work. They changed it back. But yeah, it is really annoying when you're trying to attack it and someone's standing on top of it and you're like, just target the ward. So annoying. And then they also mentioned that Diablo and ETC are both getting new Storm talents, so level 20. Diablo's is going to be called Lord of Terror, and it's going to be an activated area of effect lifesteal. It can hit multiple enemy heroes near Diablo, and then ETC's is a death metal mosh pit that's uninterruptible. So
everyone who read this was like, "Oh, the best 2 tanks in the game
are getting buffs.
Are getting buffs." What? But I read these and I was like, sick, because I play a ton of Diablo.
You love the dibbles.
I do.
You
my
do love the
dibbles.
I think a lot of people have said that they're giving those, but they're also going to be they're gonna nerf them down a little bit as well, so that maybe we can see the other tanks at all in games again.
I think it's one of those things where they like came home with flowers and chocolates because they needed to tell you, like, you know, we're losing our house or something like that. Like they're like, here you go, aren't you happy, Anna? And then as soon as the patch notes comes out, it's gonna be like, no.
You need to sit down for this.
Yeah. So
I think that's generally how people feel when they see patch notes are out. Is I better sit down.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they're good. I really like what Blizzard does, like specializing heroes. Like that's what I wanted to say. I think it's really cool that they make like abilities are like very unique. Whereas like like a Storm talent, you have like a blink and like a Storm shield. Like they do stuff that are like very unique to people. I think ETCs is going to be really good, but I mean, make them more viable.
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems I think at one point they even mentioned that they'd eventually like to never have any of those talents that kind of span across multiple heroes. I don't know if they'll ever get there, but I do remember somewhere somebody saying once that they would eventually like to not have those at all, or at least have like, you know, like Jaina has improved ice block or stuff where they're specialized completely for the hero, but it's still kind of the same as the other one.
Yeah.
Let's see. There are balance changes to a new Barak, Abathur, and Lost Vikings. Wasn't too much. It just seems like they're trying to work on the beetles some more. But Abathur, they're reducing the effectiveness of the locust so that we won't see as much backdooring. Which, I mean, I think is probably very nice, but I'm also scared because they're increasing the stab damage, which I'm already like, that thing does so much. I don't know. What do you think? Do you guys play Abathur and Kabalos?
When we're trolling. We love Zeratul Abathur. It works really well when we're trolling. But I think Abathur actually has been like coming into the meta against like in EU. I know the one game we lost to 2-arc today when we were screaming them, they played Abathur. So he's a good hero. I actually think increasing the spike damage will be really good, just to make him more viable, because like the backdoor locust strat will work, but I don't know, like in a game, I don't know if that's something that you can do like multiple times, just because like teams catch on, especially like high level teams go in like knowing you're gonna do that, they're probably gonna be aware.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably something where we didn't really see it too much in competitive. Like you were saying, teams can adapt really fast, but that it was like destroying too much in games with us plebs.
I'm a pleb. That's what I do.
Stop hitting us on us plebs.
Let's see. Do you want to read some, Anna? Or you want me to just keep going?
Oh, you're good. You're on a roll. We're almost
All
down
right.
to the one that I think Mike might want to talk about the most.
Lost Vikings. We can do Lost
Yes.
Vikings. So,
The
buddy,
Vikings, no.
what's happening?
They're nerfing them. Except it's not that huge of a nerf. It's probably needed, but at the same time, because I play them a lot, it makes me really depressed. I don't think it will make people. So, like, I understand. So, the reason they're doing this is to make it so that the other ult will be picked up more. I don't know how much people will take that over boat. I'm happy to see maybe it'll be like super broken, and then I'll be super happy about it. But I'm pretty sad that the Vikings are going to be stunned out of the boat, because it means you can't just dive the back line and then boat and then spin like when you're out, because you'll die. So
heaven forbid you can't stand behind everybody and get out of it. Behind everybody on the other team.
Well, it changes it from a suit of armor to like a siege cannon. You know, like you can't just put it on as like, hey, can't touch me anymore, which kind of sucks. I agree with you, Mike. And actually, Machine from StarCraft works with me, and he plays almost exclusively Lost Vikings these days. And the boat, he's always like, my boat. And on this day when this came out, he was crying, my boat. So, but he's been saying forever too that he thinks that a nerf was necessary for this because it's just too good. So I don't know.
Yeah, well, like I look back to Tychus's Odin, where like it used to give him an extra health bar. I feel like I could definitely see them do something like that, where like it doesn't. So like it makes it so it's not as much of like an extra health bar. It is, but like a 1.5 second stun out of like a boat, like your Vikings are pretty much gonna die.
Yeah.
Only if it's destroyed, though.
Yeah.
That's
So
true.
then the idea is that it's basically Odin now, right? Like you go in with Odin and then you can't let it get destroyed. Just like you can't now let the kill
die, essentially. So I think the change was probably needed, but still sad about it.
It's interesting when you pair it with all the objectives that you put on as a suit too, like the Dragon Knight or the Garden Terror or something, that like maybe Blizzard is looking at that and being like, okay, a heroic ability shouldn't be like a map objective. Like it shouldn't be something that you can use and then run away from. But 1.5 seconds to me does seem really long. I don't know.
Well, like that's the thing, is like that's 2 Blizzard hits.
Yeah.
Like, I just like look at it like, okay, my boat gets killed and I get Blizzard Cone of Cold and I might die. Or comboed by a Kerrigan. But we'll see. It'll be great.
But you're still feeling like you'll still play them and they'll be fine.
Yeah, I still think Vikings will be viable. I don't think it's that much of a nerf.
Good.
They're also buffing play again, yet again. Still trying to make that.
Trying to make play again happen.
Yeah, stop trying to make play again happen. Speaking of, let's just move right into talking about Sylvanas then, because they also said they're going to probably try to make possession more viable, and it's like, good luck.
You know what? I'm really excited about that. I know that everyone's like, "Yeah, good luck," but I would love it. It'd be super cool. When she first came out, I thought possession was a really, really cool idea, because especially with her specializing as like this push queen, you know, possession, if you can do it repeatedly enough with enough power, I think has this really cool application that we haven't seen yet. So I don't know. I'm really excited that they're trying to do that.
Yeah, but with everything else, they're saying that she's, you know, right around 50% win-loss ratio, and so they're not really changing it. They're seeing lots of diverse builds, which is definitely a case with her. And they're thinking that, except for the fact that Wailing Arrow is basically almost always picked, she's pretty much perfect, and they're not really going to change too much.
Yeah.
I personally am interested in seeing what her win rate is across, like, not just like in quick match or hero league or anything. Like I would like to see more like different numbers and see if she's 50% in like professional matches, or if also like in quick match as well, when it's Sylvanas versus Sylvanas, or like even in hero league, what the stats are. But then I would love to see as well map based for her, because of her hero trait, I really want to know, like, what are her stats though on Haunted Mines in Hero League, or like as compared to like Cursed Hollow and the others like normal maps. That's something I would like to see, but if we got some just pretty like it's 50-50, we're good. Which might be all we get.
Yeah. It's interesting because I mean I didn't expect that to be the case, that she would be so close to perfect without bigger changes. So.
Yeah. I'm completely fine with her, except it seems to me on Haunted Mines that I never see her lose. I've casted games and never seen her lose on Haunted Mines in that regard. And that's, I don't cast majors. Well, I do the Storm League, but I can't really think of a time when I've casted a Haunted Mines game and her not win. And that seems to me like, okay, is it really 50-50 on that? And like where we've got some of these maps where the mechanic is pushing against your structure so easily, it just is like, seems to me, I don't know if it's really evening out, but I do trust in Blizzard.
In Blizzard, we trust.
Her win rate on Mines is probably above 50%. She's like, but like at the other time, like other maps, she's not as good.
Yeah.
Like I feel like she's. Actually, I'm trying to think of a map. I would say Sky Temple. I would say she doesn't get utilized as much.
Yeah, maybe I just need to stop playing quick match because like there's almost always a Sylvanas in every game, and then if you roll in a quick match, it's like, well, here we go.
I would like love to see like what the pick and ban rate is of Sylvanas in like professional games or like in Hero League. I bet you it's so high.
It is interesting too because so many people really love playing Sylvanas. Like as soon as she came out, all of a sudden, in every time I have a group of 5 friends, there are at least 2 people who want to play Sylvanas. So I almost never play Sylvanas because there's always someone who wants her more than I do.
Yeah, people really want to play her. I'd be interested in seeing them like also work with, like maybe saying, okay, her basic attack disables structures but her abilities don't, or like working with that a little bit and seeing how that works. But I don't know, we'll see how she develops, but I would definitely love to see some possession being more viable.
Yeah, well, we have a new hero coming, which is really exciting, and I'm like hurry Blizzard, more heroes quick before launch, because launch is happening June 2nd in case you missed that. But we have a new hero announced. It is Kael'thas.
Yeah, they even announced what his heroics are going to be. Phoenix and Pyroblast. So super, I think, classic for him, both of those.
I don't know much about the lore of Kael'thas. Do either of you guys?
No. He's a Blood Elf.
I'd say Blood Elf.
I learned that from the trailer.
Yeah, I don't want to be wrong, so it's not worth it.
It seems that he and Arthas don't get along. Something.
Poor Arthas, always the bad guy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he is the bad guy.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about Kael'thas because he is a hero that I get to play. So I know, like our Cap Wolves chat fam, I get to play him over him, so it's going to be cool. I think his Phoenix ult is going to be really good.
It looks really cool.
Yeah.
If I understood it, I thought that I saw a description of it somewhere, but I don't see it right now. But wasn't it something like there's actually a Phoenix in this area that'll kind of come and keep attacking you for a little while?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a temple with like a little mercenary on it that's trying to hurt you. It's like an insta-temple.
Little insta-temple. It shoots 1,000 towers too.
Just add fire.
Actually, the game. When you're just level 10, you win. I don't know. I think it'll be cool. I'm excited. I think it'll be a fun hero.
Yeah, are you already thinking about, I mean, obviously you have very little information with what you're going to be, considering what his abilities are and everything, but do you already have some ideas of how you want to try to use him or with who or anything like that?
I have no idea. Well, I need to know what his abilities are first. I am pretty sure he's going to be, it's like, how Sylvanas came into the game and it like totally changed everything?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he's going to do that too. And that's what I'm really excited about. That like, there's like a group of just like heroes that are really good. And like, I like how Blizzard is like making that pool like a lot larger. So I'm really excited. I think he's going to be a great hero.
I think that they're going to give him that arcane power talent. Like, do you remember when Kent Eric was on here and he was talking about, or we were talking about the patch where Jaina got that arcane power talent at level 20, and it was like purposefully said like, yes, this is going to be a standard talent and not a talent specific to Jaina, but yet it was given to no other heroes. My guess, it's going to him.
Gilly, you're such a detective. Oh my
know, right?
goodness. You're so right. Gotcha,
I think
Kent-Eric
that's why
Hagman.
they made it, yeah. They were like,
Gotcha.
I think we're mages. Gotcha. Sorry, we missed like one thing in the developers' insights, which is just that they said there's going to also not be changes for now for Illidan, Chen, and Murky. And I think everyone was like, Illidan?
He's in a good place.
Well,
I play him though, so I'm biased.
Says the Illidan player.
I like
Yeah.
where Illidan is. Let's say like Illidan loses like often.
Yeah.
I don't feel like he's as ridiculous as he was a while ago. To
Yeah,
me.
people are figuring out how to adapt
Yeah.
He
to
had
it.
a 100% win rate in the finals of Heroes of the Dorm, but like that
Yeah.
doesn't. So I don't
Win
know.
it in.
But we almost beat him twice. That's the thing. Is it's like he's beatable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Illidan, you are going to play him during our play session.
Yeah.
I am
Yeah.
excited.
We're going to have a build for you guys
It's right
for
here.
that. Oh, perfect.
I am copying it right now. You can see me on your screen, and I'm going to paste it in the chat so you can follow along. And you can check out that calculator. What we're going to do is take a really quick break, and we're going to put together a group of awesome Heroes players. We're going to have a play session where we're going to all play together, and I will observe, and I will get to ask MikeUdall, because you said it's not Udall, it's Udall, but people say Udall, so you say Udall?
Other way around. It's Udall, not Udall.
Right. Okay. So your handle is Udall. So it'd be Udall Udall. Is correct then, right?
It's Michael Udall. So it's Michael Udall and then Mike.
Yeah.
So it's Michael Udall, Udall.
Okay. So
But
you want
Grubby-
both
Grubby
Udall
called
because
it
you
Udall.
said you liked Udall. So I was
I
trying to
do.
make your
And my
handle
family
Udall.
thought it was really funny when they watched it.
So are they thinking about like changing it, like
To Udall, like legally.
legally changing it? I don't know how you do that.
Well, that's why
It's
it was the
insane.
handle, you know, because you got Michael, which is the real name, and then the handle MikeUdall, which is the handle, and then Udall, which is the actual last name. So that's why it was really funny when we were the behind the scenes crew and we were saying it to each
Yeah,
other
I felt
back then. You know.
so fun.
Anyways, so yes, you can follow along with Mike's build, and I will ask him questions about it while we play, and we will be back in just a moment. But before that, just any final thoughts on your experience in Heroes of the Dorm, or even this patch preview, Mike, that you want to say before we get into playing?
I'm just gonna thank everyone again. It was amazing. Seriously, one of the greatest college experience. Like, I'm a freshman. It's one of like the greatest experiences I've had so far in college. Yeah, it was awesome. Wish we would have won. Leave it at that.
All right, cool. Well, guys, we'll see you in just a few minutes. Hang in there. We'll be right back.